name is Zoresh and welcome to another video. This will be sort of a reaction video because something big happened, it seems like, on the Pokemon Presents presentation, the 15-minute live stream or something like that. I heard it was a really big shock thing. I haven't seen it myself. I was busy this weekend. I was off to work today, so I will watch now. Well, I know what happened, of course, because I've seen the spoilers of the new starter Pokemon and how the area looks, the screenshots and stuff, but nobody ever imagined that Game Freak and Nintendo would actually announce Generation 9 on a Pokemon Presents presentation. So I know what the big reveal is, but I haven't seen the actual trailer yet. So I have seen the starter Pokemon and I have heard that Generation 9 is announced. I can read the titles of the games because I have it open on my other screen. Let me just switch over. So I'm on my page of the Pokemon games. Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet will be the names, but I have heard that the trailer is something special, something strange, not immediately related to Pokemon at the start. So I'm quite intrigued and I want to see what this is all about. So without further ado, let's watch the trailer and do a bit of a live reaction. I am very excited. Generation 9, that is 3 games in the span of like 1 year, a year and a half maybe for Nintendo. Big shock, and Pokemon, and of course the Pokemon universe, so big shocker. Let's start. Okay, you can immediately see why people didn't really link it. It seems more like a live action sort of series or something Detective Pikachu related. Sort of reminds me of Detective Pikachu a little bit with the lightning and such. Okay, there's a Game Freak logo. Where are we going? Okay, big room. Aha. Okay. Interesting interior design. Okay, what was that map of Spain? Okay. Interesting showcase. If that was a live action series, I'd watch it probably. Aha, wow, okay. That seems very big. Very visually like Legends of Arceus. Okay, this looks like a really big wide area. Something very Mediterranean island sort of thing. Okay, there's a Meowth. Around seem like open place, a big desert, a beach. All Pokemon that we already know. Okay, Survivor, really black shirt. Shiny Magnemite, very shiny Magnemite. Okay. Big Pokeball. Full of Genie statue. Big plaza with what sort of looks like a battlefield. Wow. Oh wow. That looks very coastal. The uniform sort of looks, I mean, something exotic, not like. Okay, so is that back in the room? Okay, it is. So that was it, right? Okay, cool. I'll go over these screenshots in detail then in a second as well. Very intriguing way to showcase a new generation. Oh, there are the starters. Alright. Raw starter, fire starter, and the water starter, I would imagine. Pokemon Scarlet. Pokemon Violet. Okay. Releasing worldwide in late 2022. That seems very soonish. Okay, door closed. And then Pokemon.com/Scarlet and Violet, which is the page we were on. That was intense. It was very intense. I don't think I caught everything, but I have already seen the screenshots, so we will go over the details of the screenshots that are already out there in a second. But that was the first reaction to the showcase. It was interesting. I think a lot of people will probably have thought about Detective Pikachu for a second and had started. Very intriguing way to showcase something. And then for what we have seen of the world, it looks like something very sort of coastal. You look like you're like at a big building at the end of an island. So, and the architecture sort of looks, I don't know, it looks southern, but I'm not sure if it's like, you know, I'm pretty sure it's Spain, because I thought I saw a map of Spain in the entry room, and this sort of reminds me of the new Disney movie on Disney Plus with the Magical Mansion, which is also sort of the same architecture. So that looks really nice. So let me just skim through this a little bit. I hope it doesn't. So this is also something. Looks like a really big Pokemon building, maybe a big palace or a Pokemon League, perhaps. Then I also saw like a battlefield somewhere in the middle in a plaza. This one I think it is, and it seems like it has the different Pokemon types and attribute types on the floor, and it looks like a big battlefield. So I mean, battles will probably be prominent in here. So then we have the starters, which are like the main default ones. I mean, nothing too much to say. The room looks nice and reminds me a lot of a mix between Sword and Shield and Arceus. So graphical wise, I mean. And I'm not really sure what the uniform looks like. Something southern, yeah, I'm sure, but not that I can put something on it. It says the Switch in the room, of course. But yeah, let's see if there's anything else on the page here. Arriving in late 2022, which seems interesting because that means they have released Pokemon Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond, Pokemon Legends Arceus, and then this game within the span of a year or a year and a half, I'm not sure, which seems quick, very quick, especially since most of the time there is quite the amount of time between the different generations in Pokemon games. So I'm a little bit scared about what that will do, because that seems very quick, and you'd think they'd focus on the giant title that is Arceus. So interesting, I'm sure. We'll see how it goes. Might be delayed a couple of times, I wouldn't be surprised. But if it does arrive in late 2022 and it's good and everything's on schedule, I mean, sure, that would be super nice. So that'd be cool. Let's read on this page for a quick second here. Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games, the newest chapters in the Pokemon series, are coming to the Nintendo Switch later this year. Well, we'll see if that actually happens. With these new titles, the Pokemon series takes a new evolutionary step, allowing you to explore freely in a richly expressed open world. Okay, that's also interesting, because they actually mention the fact that it's an open world, and that's not what we are used to in Pokemon games, since they always have the routes you can follow and then the certain amounts of gyms you have to do in a certain order, but they actually describe it as a open world, so that would be very exciting. If it is a mix between a main franchise Pokemon game and like a lot of the gameplay features of Arceus, that would be a really great combination. So I get why a lot of people are excited, but I also understand why a lot of people are worried, because it's so following in so quick. But they do describe it as an open world, so it's quite a big thing that Game Freak and Nintendo actually announced it as an open world, because I don't think that was the case in Arceus, which is interesting, but we will have to see how it goes. Then we have the screenshots, which are basically the stuff you have seen in the trailer. Maybe we can make them a little bit bigger? No, not really. I'm sure you can find them on a decent resolution as well. But we'll just go over them as we can see them here. So we have a really big area, open landscape area over here, and then it has a pretty big city in the middle, which seems exciting as well, because that looks like a really big city. And then day and night cycle, of course, which is what I'm thinking they're trying to show off here. Reminds me a lot of Arceus. And then we have the main city plaza, I would assume, with the Swablu on the line here. And then it seems like it has a really big open desert area, which seems interesting where they will fit that in the climate, as it seems a very sunny southern sort of place. And then we have this house, of course, which, as I said, reminds me of the Magical Mansion, the new Disney movie, of which I can't really figure the name out yet. And then we have another screenshot with Pikachu fighting a Hisui form of a Pokemon. It's a bit hard for me to tell, but if that is the case, then it would be interesting to find out why how the Hisui Pokemon get into the modern day. So, what other information we have here? Various towns blend seamlessly into the wilderness with no borders. You'll be able to see the Pokemon of this region in the skies, in the seas, in the forests, and on the streets, all over. You'll be able to experience the true joy of the Pokemon series, battling against wild Pokemon in order to catch them. Now and again, an open world game that players of any age can enjoy. This open world is getting very phrased, so they should be careful not to mess it up. Then we have the first partner Pokemon. Okay, another interesting thing to say is that they call them partner Pokemon and not starter Pokemon. So maybe that switches in some place of the gameplay, because in the Hisui region, in our case, we also get partner Pokemon and not starter Pokemon. So that is interesting. The 3 Pokemon from which you will be able to choose your first partner are Sprightito, Fuecoco, and Quaxly or Quaxly. How will you meet these 3 and what sort of Pokemon are they? Okay, so we gotta talk about some of these. The Grossorter looks really adorable. I think it's the first cat sort of thing we have that is a grass type. Then the duck is obviously the water type, but this is a fire crocodile. It even says it right here, category fire croc Pokemon, so that is certainly interesting. If I look at these names, I'm pretty convinced it's going to be Spanish, because these look like Spanish names. Oh, I mean, at least Sprightito and Fuecoco. Quaxly or Quaxly can be something else. So we've got Sprightito, the grass type Pokemon, obviously, if you couldn't tell from the color scheme. 1.4 inches, 9 weight, and then the ability is Overgrow. And the capricious, attention-seeking grass cat Pokemon is how they describe it. And then we have Fuecoco, which I will probably pick as my first partner Pokemon if it gets released, because this seems like a really interesting combination. So it's the fire type, fire croc Pokemon with the ability Blaze, and it is a laid-back fire croc Pokemon that does things at its own pace. I can immediately relate to this guy, so it's probably going to be the one we will pick. And I'm a sucker for fire type Pokemon, so we'll do that. Then we also have Quaxly or Quaxly, the duck Pokemon, which reminds me of Donald Duck. It's interesting. It's a duckling Pokemon with the ability Torrent, which sounds pretty good. And it is described as the earnest and tidy duckling Pokemon, so that is interesting as well. So the one we'll be picking will probably be Fuecoco, because as I said, I like fire types, and this looks like a very interesting combination. So we'll go down there, and then we have the main characters. Okay, the first thing I can tell here is that both of the different types of games have different uniforms, which is interesting because I do not think they have done such a thing in the other generations. So Scarlet is more like, as it says, like the red sort of Scarlet type, and then Violet is more of the blue/violet type, which is interesting. I wonder if this fits into the storyline somewhere, or if there is a particular reason why they have different uniforms. Interesting, that's for sure. As one of the main characters, you will set off on your adventure. Your outfit will vary depending on whether you play Pokémon Scarlet or Pokémon Violet. Who knows what kind of story awaits you? I'm intrigued on how they will add the story to an open world game. They might do that very good, or they might mess it up. So that is also quite the scary thought. And we have 2 more screenshots. So we've got the female protagonist in Scarlet, and we've got the male protagonist in Violet. So this area looks really exotic, really southern, really warm. So I'm excited. And that's all the information we have on this game right now. I mean, there will probably be a lot of series out there or videos about how it went and if the actual trailer has more to do with the story that we might think, it might all be out there. But that is the information that it's shown here on the official web page. So interesting, very excited, because if they pull this off right, I will be very happy, because it does seem like a good combination between a main stage Pokemon game and the world, open world, and more gameplay features of Arceus. So, I mean, interesting. I might do another video on the screenshots in which we look at them in a bit more detail, because we kind of quickly went over them. But I am very excited, and I can't believe how they announced it and in what short a time span all of these games have been released. So that is still something that I am waiting for a little bit. I'll have to see how that goes. But if everything is going according to plan and they are ready to go, sign me up. I'll be ready to go right there, right then, because it looks really, really good if they pull it off right. So I am very excited. And with this quick reaction that took longer than I would think it would, we will end it off, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.